republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Teresa, please take the roll.
Okay, Mayor Jones.
Here.
Keel.
Here.
Carlson.
Here.
Project.
Here.
Mattson. Here. Schilling. Here. And Bowen is absent with no one.
All right. Do we have any additions or actions on the agenda for tonight's meeting?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as provided.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Project?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
How about the minutes from the special meeting on July 6th? The budget meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes for the special budget meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling?
Yes.
Project?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
And how about the minutes from the July 7 regular meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting on 7/7.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Parachek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
All right, bills are in your packet. Any action or on the bills to be paid tonight?
Motion to approve the bills submitted for payment.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling?
Yes.
Parachek?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
All right, public comment, any input from anybody that's here to speak on items not on the agenda? That'd be you.
That would be me.
You bet. Say your name so they can get her in the minutes.
Okay, my name is Kurt Diedrich. I don't live in the city, but I just live in, I think it's called Hartford Heights.
Yep.
Right over there, moved there at the end of June. So the reason for my appearance is I'm a candidate for the Minnehaha County Auditor,
Okay.
and I'm gonna make all the community meetings and at least say hello and let you know that I'm not from here. I've lived here 2.5 years. My wife is director of the Housing Authority. That's why we moved here to Sioux Falls area. But at age 26, I sat on the village board.
Okay.
And in a town of 550, I'm a farm boy. So I know your service is not well appreciated, but I want to thank you for that because it can be awfully boring, I understand, especially, do you have an attorney here?
Right there.
Oh, well, good.
We gotta keep Arden in line.
We never wanted to ask our attorney something. It took forever to get anywhere, you know, they just go on and on.
No, we keep him pretty much under aid.
Well, I served in government at various levels for about 20 years in Illinois. In Illinois, we have assessors, not equalization. So I was a county assessor, so I've been a county department head. And this position was available, and so I circulated petitions as Democrat, and I'm running against the current auditor. So I just want to say hello and let you know I don't forget about little towns. I was born and raised in one and a farmer, and you all have elections here, and they're important to you as much as they are to the big city.
Yep.
And so that's really just the purpose, say hello. I was in your parade, I enjoyed that, and I'll stop there. I don't think I hit 5 minutes.
Okay, you're good. Man, that's even better.
I'll sit here for a bit.
No, that's all right.
I'll sit here for a bit, pretend like I'm enjoying it, and then I'll just sneak out.
No, we've had a couple over the last month that have went long, so we'll balance them out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Kurt.
Thanks for running and thanks for being here. All right, anybody else? If not, are we at 7:05? We're close.
7:06.
Oh,
No, my laptop says 6, my phone says 4.
yeah, my phone
Can you
says
average
4
it?
too. Hold on, we're close. Oh, my laptop just switched to 7:05. Okay, we'll move to applications, agreements, hearings, resolutions, ordinances. 7:05, we have a public hearing to review, approve the packaged liquor license for Kwik Trip. Information's in your packet. This is a license that we had available, and our folks at Kwik Star that are going to be opening up at 5 a.m. on September 10th. Notice how I kept that? I got that. Put it in an application. All the paperwork is in. Fees and everything paid, Karen?
Yes, they are.
Great. Any action?
I would make a motion to approve the packaged liquor license for Kwik Trip.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
John, do you want to come up and say a couple words and introduce yourself at least?
Sure.
I've met John, so he's the, go ahead and tell him who you are.
I'm John.
Okay, he's John. Okay, we got that.
I'll be the store leader at the new store going up in Hartford that, as you said, opens September 10th. I've already got a good chunk of the team hired and training, and they're excited to get into this store and open up.
You bet. Well, we're sure glad to have you join this.
We're excited. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This will be my 4th store I've opened, so it'll be fun.
And since Cindy lives down in my neighborhood, I wonder, have you picked up the fun fact? When you're driving down Mickelson, where we live on Mickelson, there's a gap in the trees, and as we're driving, we can see your sign. So we'll be able to see what gas price is not very far from our house.
You wait for it to go the right direction.
Yeah. But it was interesting. One day we're driving, I thought, wait a minute. There's a perfect gap in the trees. You can see it when you're driving down.
That's probably where that sign's angled like that.
I think somebody must have shot that.
All for Ward 3.
All for Ward 3. That's it. Thank you for coming. We're glad to have you guys here.
How many employees? Well, currently I have 20, but I hope to have 30 by the time we open. Okay. Part-time and full-time? Mix of part-time and full-time, sure.
Usually 30 to 35.
Okay. And we asked about free donuts, but we got free coffee out of him, I think,
That's all we
earlier.
got.
For the ribbon cutting, yeah.
We show at 5 a.m. We'll make sure.
Oh!
Challenge accepted.
I-
Maybe surprised.
Ding, ding. Well, thanks. We're glad you guys are here. Okay. I'm going to jump past the 7:10, then we'll come back. Is that all right? We'll move down to the first special event application, South Main Block Party, to be held on August. You can jump right on up. I got to get there. Thanks, you guys. Thank you.
5 a.m.
5 a.m., September 10th. All right, this is the same deal you guys have done few years, yeah. Yep. You want the street blocked off, 7 till 10. All the stuff looks good. Craig, go get the barricades hauled down like we have in the past. Fees been paid. Any action from the council? Or questions?
Motion to approve special event application for South Main Block Party. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
You're set.
Thank you.
Have fun.
What time are you planning on putting the barricades up?
We'll drop them off that morning or the night before, like we have in the past.
Okay. I think it was like at 5:30, like you guys dropped
Was it
off.
late? But
It
I
was
think
really
we-
late, like,
Yeah,
we
we'll
were
we'll make
worried.
sure they're there that morning or night before, so.
Yeah, like Friday morning.
Yep.
And then we'll just put them up and take them down like we normally do.
Yep.
Put them up on Saturday morning ourselves and then take them down and just leave them there for you
Yep.
guys.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you, Jennifer. You bet.
Have good luck.
Thank you.
All right, I just flipped to center 7:10. Let's go back to the 7:10 hearing for a special wine license for Converse wine for the upcoming Farmers Market.
Make a motion to approve the special wine license for Converse Wine Company.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Parachek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
All right, let's jump down to the oh, no, this is the one we gotta move.
Yes.
Let's see.
The
A motion
hearing.
to move this to our next meeting, our next regular scheduled meeting.
Will they be ready by then, you think?
That's
August?
what she said.
Okay. Yeah, they don't have their date specific, so they've asked to move this, so the motion is to move this to the August, whatever day that is, 4th
Yeah.
meeting.
You don't have a date by then. Coordinate with her to put
Yeah.
on whatever agenda works.
All right?
Second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling?
Yes.
Parachek?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
All right. That Those knocked off. We'll move to the fire department report. I see we have the chief here tonight, so we're going to get both barrels.
I think you received the notes.
Yep,
Yep.
got them.
Yep. First of all, you want to thank the city of Hartford. Right now, we're using the pool as a pool party for us. So thank you
okay.
to the city of Hartford for allowing us to have family day with the pool. And in return, like anything else, Barb is the one who provides the CPR and first aid to all your employees for that there. And you've been gracious to allow us to have a family night specifically for the fire department and their families. So we do appreciate that. So thank you very much.
You bet.
It was, I was going to show up in my swim trunks and my flip-flops and say, that's where I'm going next, but. Otherwise, membership activities, as you see, it was a pretty busy month in June. Jamboree Day is downtown farmers market. We did work the Rock the Country Festival for fire and EMS standby, and that was, for those that may not know this, but Wayne Township, actually the Lions, the Minnehaha County Fairgrounds is territory of the Hartford Fire and Rescue for Pursuit. That is not in the city limits of Sioux Falls. So it's an interesting fact, if you're ever inquired about that, and that was taken in as a part of the Wayne Township agreement when they were looking for a response for that. So we do have some challenges with long distance response time, but we are first due in that coverage area within the Minnehaha County Fairgrounds. I always advise those that inquire with that Sioux Falls, although they always say, well, there's a fire station right there, there's Sioux Falls Police right there, but same way with the law enforcement, that's their primary responsibility. But for fire and EMS and law enforcement included, for sure, I can't speak, for that, but for fire and EMS side, we have automatic gate agreements, so anything significant, priority ones, which are cardiac arrest or significant life-threatening emergencies and or active structure fires, Sioux Falls would automatically respond to our aid. It's an automatic alarm with that. So I kind of segued from that, but when I was on Rock the Country Festival, I thought this was a great opportunity to introduce you to our coverage area in its entirety for that. It's a little known fact. Nothing significant from the county fire chiefs meeting other than there's been a lot of discussion at the county level on the ambulance, the EMS issue, and I'll get to that when I talk about our operations, some operational concerns. Training, we just had 7 members attend State Fire School for a couple days. We had a couple members that are taking a strategy and tactics course. That's a 40-hour course with a practical and written exam. And then EMS training we had was on ELS support. Fire training was on hose operations and water supply. No staffing updates. Operational updates, 463rd progress is going really well for that, so it's not really affecting our, for Hartford, the bigger concern is people coming in to help us, whether it's ambulance or Humboldt ambulance or Sioux Falls fire units, and how that's affected. But we're over that hump right now where there's the road closures in the road after it's been taken down. we're onto a pretty decent gravel road, and Craig, I think to the best of my knowledge, right now, it's a pretty stable road
Yep.
where it's at and passable for emergency vehicles, so. Operational updates, this, I just as well speak of it now. It wasn't in my written report, but it was the incident that we had just on July 14th of last week. So we had a house explosion and fire occurred within the city limits of Hartford, where 2 individuals were injured and were transported to Minneapolis to the burn unit with that. So pretty significant event. I don't know, and as counselors and councilmen and women, I suspect that you may have been approached with some questions. It's possible. But the big discussion, and I've had some talks about that, is the fact that our second ambulance that was coming would have been coming from Del Rapids at that time. So I'm inquiring about this, and just for the record, I am not stating by any means that Hartford Fire and Rescue is interested in acquiring an ambulance service. However, I am very active and very engaged in the EMS system within Minnehaha County. Where it falls there is kind of an issue at the county level, but nonetheless, my position, or the position of Hartford Fire and Rescue, is the concern that east or west of Interstate 29, we have 1 ambulance. That's 958 out of Humboldt. East of Interstate 29, you have 2 ambulances at Garrettson, or Del Rapids, 1 ambulance at Del Rapids, and then you have MedStar with the staff. And those are all same service as what Humboldt Ambulance is providing. So I'm asking difficult questions. I'm asking, county administrators as well as those. There is currently, for your information, an active study that is going on. I have, it has yet to start, but it's a Fitch study. It's the same study that did the study down at, for Lincoln County for the T. Harrisburg EMS response, and then with Lincoln County in that. And now they did the Sioux Falls study as well, but Minnehaha County is involved with a Fitch study. I talked to Tim even the other day, and there has been no movement in that, but nonetheless, I just want you to know that I am active in that study, and I'm a voice for the citizens of Hartford as far as what we are going to do for the future of EMS within the county, and then specifically with Hartford Fire and Rescue. So I should ask, is there any question, again, I emphasize, I am not going to the county saying Hartford needs an ambulance. I'm not doing that. I'm saying that somewhere west of Interstate 29, we need to have a better system for EMS services. How the chips fall, wherever, but they aren't going to know unless somebody is a voice for the public and just informing them and pushing the issues.
So Todd and I had a conversation about this after this event, and Sioux Falls was supposed to be, but they didn't have one available
That
to
is
come.
correct, yep.
So Sioux Falls couldn't get an ambulance out here, so we had our ambulance coming from Humboldt, and then the second one's coming from Del Rapids, and you got 2 people that were involved in a burn. And coming from Del Rapids, I don't care if you're driving an ambulance as fast as you can, you're still 25 minutes at minimum to get here. I mean, and sometimes 25 minutes, something bad's happened, I don't know how else to say it. Something bad has happened. So I told Todd, I said, keep that conversation going. Where it ends up, who knows? Because we do know one thing. It's expensive, and we decide to plop an ambulance someplace out here. We know it's really costly. And if the county can get on board with this, maybe it's something we need to look at. And maybe we need to look at someplace. It doesn't necessarily have to be here, but someplace close.
I do encourage the same conversations, because it's just, instead of just being from the Hartford Fire and Rescue, I do encourage, the city administrators, township boards to ask that very same question, because coming from just Hartford Fire Rescue isn't, isn't weighted as well as what it is when we have a lot of people that are standing up with a concern.
Yeah.
Pretty simple concern. And I think a relevant a relevant concern, and something that needs to be taken note of as we move forward. We're running in the same system that we have, other than Eastern Minnehaha County, which has made some changes, but we've had the same system in west of Interstate 90 for, I couldn't tell you how many years, but it's in the decades.
Yeah.
So just to recap, there's two ambulances in Del Rapids.
Yes, correct.
One in Garrettson.
Correct.
How about Valley Springs or Brandon?
They are covered, and I don't know the boundaries for them, but between Garrettson and MedStar comes out of Brandon.
Sure.
They have a paid service,
Yeah.
and the MedStar contract is very similar to the PCMS, which is a private ambulance company that's serving the city of Sioux Falls
Sure.
at this time. And the reason that they would not allow another, we have automatic aid, with them, but they were down to minimum staffing level with call volume going on within the city of Sioux Falls, and by contract, they can't send their only ambulance that's left to outside the city limits. So
Nothing in Colton, nothing in Crooks, so then
Nothing.
it's Humboldt. So there's 4 rural ambulances
Right.
serving.
Correct.
Okay.
Ambulance services.
Services, right?
Correct.
Sure.
Yep.
And those folks ended up driving themselves, is that correct?
They did, yeah.
Drove themselves into the
hospital.
into the
Yep.
emergency room.
ER you don't see that every day. You see a lot of things in the ER, but not that. So,
Yeah.
yep, it was something. But they are expected to survive too.
Yeah.
So, with that, call volume pretty comparable to last year. Calls for service for the month of June 25, and we had 16 of them within the city of Hartford for June. And like I said, July will have that fire. We had a good response for that. I looked at the times, and they were very manageable times for utilizing of our own resources as well as our automatic aid. So, working well.
Chief, you said it's a Fitch study, is that Fitch
Fitch.
and Associates?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, any questions for the chief? Thanks for letting all the trucks come the other night for Friday night, that was nice.
Absolutely.
The ladder truck with the big flag was
Yeah.
was a
It was a
hit.
big flag.
Isn't that a big flag?
That was a big flag.
That was a hit.
Yep.
That was a hit,
That was a
so,
big flag, for sure. Turned out well.
all right.
I would encourage all of you to talk to the chief about state of rural EMS. Yeah, it's kind of eye-opening, so thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything I can do to
you bet.
commend you on that, so.
Well, we appreciate it.
Right.
All right, thanks, Tom.
Yes, thank you.
You bet.
See you later, everyone. Yep, thank you.
All right, let's move to Building Inspector Code Enforcer Kyle Christensen. Back there at his little desk at the back.
Any questions on the code enforcement side or building side?
Have you seen any volume increase on code enforcement violations or anything, or no? About the same?
About the same.
Any questions for Kyle?
Just an observation that a lot of these are staff-driven, and so I would say there's always the discussion, since I've been on council, are we a proactive or a reactive? And it looks like we're moving into a proactive code enforcement, and so I think, thank you, that's not always popular or easy, so, but those appear to be, valid complaints and not, targeting anybody or anything, but just some general, areas of improvement, so thank you.
All right, thanks, Kyle. You got an action item here, too.
I do.
So Kyle has a request to go to the American Association of Code Enforcement, and Teresa and I talked about this a little bit. Typically, we don't send our folks to far-off spots for training, but it just so happened in this case that the South Dakota Association of Code Enforcers had a scholarship, if you will. Kyle threw his name in, and I'll be darned, he got it paid for, no cost to the city, to go to this conference. And really what he needs from us is to say, that's okay, we need to understand that we have to spend the money first and then we'll get reimbursed, so.
That's everything, flights and everything? Wow.
Isn't that something? That's a great deal.
Is that a Disney then? Coincidentally? I just said Orlando, I mean, that's whatever. Pretty good guess.
Swing by while you're
Swing by, yeah.
Motion to approve the request to attend the American Association of Code Enforcements from September 28th through the 10/1.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, and of course, we'll want to report. Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson. Sorry, I threw that in at the middle of the motion, the vote, so, sorry.
Thanks for applying for that, that's great.
Yeah, that's really, how many did scholarship they give?
Just the two.
2? Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Usually don't get much applicants.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. All right, we'll move on to the city engineer report, the most exciting time of the evening. Michael.
Good evening, everyone. My report is in your packet. On the general engineering side, working on that, stormwater basin ownership updates are underway. Got a map and a kind of a report template for each basin that we're going to review with Tracy and Craig on this upcoming Thursday. On the project side, the water resource recovery facility, on the lift station landscaping specifically, we did, following the past council meeting, we did reach out to 4 additional landscapers. According to them, it's apparently their busy season, which makes sense. They get a good 4 months of the year. So did not get quotes back from them, but they seemed interested. It just is going to take them a little bit of time as they get through some of their other stuff. So once we receive those quotes, we will provide them to the city for review. Okay. On Western Avenue reconstruction, there are a couple action items for council in there. We can talk about that as we go through those council items. But following our review punch list is complete, we would recommend acceptance of that project and close out for that contractor. On the Mickelson Road shared use path, continue to work on MOUs and some landowner coordination there. So Tom got some comments on one of the MOUs. We'll get that updated and coordinate that with that landowner and continue to push the others. So we will provide an update on the schedule once we have decisions from both of those landowners, and we can continue to move forward. Kelly Avenue, drainage study, roadway reconstruction, whatever name you want to give it. We did work with city staff last week. Got them some pavement markings and just some lath about where the back of the sidewalk would go, just for that trial roadway. So actually drove it probably Friday. Looks really nice. Some mixed acceptance, I'll say. Some we're following it, some we're still parking way on the edge of the road. But I'm interested to hear their feedback at the end of this and see what their thoughts are on it.
And, the state's, this is Kelly Avenue, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so the state's, that will be how wide the road is, no matter if we even did the one-way.
So there's paint on the road.
The yellow paint?
The yellow paint is the gutter line, more or less, so that's about how wide the road is.
Okay.
And those stakes with the pink flagging, or the
Right.
pink flagging, that'll be about the back of the sidewalk.
Okay.
Based on the
Right.
cross sections we had provided with those
Yep.
3 pictures, the visualizations.
So that'll be sidewalk, like, or that farthest it'll go back.
It's still up in the air, but that's the back of sidewalk as we had it, so it's 8 foot behind the back of the curb.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the sidewalk could possibly on both sides of the street, right?
Yes, just as.
I just was trying to get an idea, I go, wow, because of those stakes really do.
I think the boulevard size will be about 3 or 4 feet.
Yep, with the boulevard, so between the curb and gutter and the sidewalk is 4 foot of grass.
All right.
So-
And then it didn't look like it was going to impact that many trees. Is that what you sort of got the impression of? I mean,
And we were setting it up, there's actually one of the homeowners that has that real nice maple there. And he said, I realize that's got to go if we move ahead with this project, so he wasn't upset about it.
sure. But it was close, I mean, to almost avoid most
Most
of
of
it.
them are good.
Okay, right. So, thanks.
Teresa had one person call.
Yeah, it was before Friday, before the
Yeah.
one-way actually got going. We just
Yeah.
had, and it wasn't, this person wasn't able to come to the last city meeting on it and whatnot, so wasn't really up to speed on what the conversation was. Just had concerns about why it's not a two-way, why we're trying the one-way. Wondering if there had to be sidewalks in, and basically I just kind of summarized what our talk was, that we're trying this out. What we got from the last meeting is we wanted to be as least invasive as we can into the boulevard area, so one way would allow a narrower street, but still allow parking on both sides and sidewalk on both sides to kind of follow still our city standards. And so I said, we'll have another follow-up meeting to get input. Said if you can't make that, make sure you definitely give us your thoughts and feelings, because we want input from everybody along there. And so I just encourage her to see how it goes and give us their feedback. So, and that's about the only one I really had.
I have not had anybody. Have you guys had anybody? I haven't had anybody. I thought maybe Friday night that somebody would say something, but nope. All right, Michael, go.
Route Lane and Diamond Trail, finalized plans were provided for the intersection reconstruction, as well as a traffic control access, if you will. So in the 60% plans, we had shown the temporary traffic access kind of cutting through that curve near the intersection of Route Lane and Diamond Trail, or Route Lane and Route Trail there. However, then talking and just confirming that with the coffee cup, came to be they were looking at some, potentially some expansions and paving their parking lot to the south, had planned an access further south as it is shown in the traffic control set, and just said, hey, why don't, kind of compromise, you're gonna have this here, why not, why pay to install it just to take it out? Why don't we shift it south, and then we can, we as the coffee cup can utilize that as an access in the future. So that is the purpose of that. The other nice thing about that is that is under the bid threshold, so with council approval, we would be able to go directly solicit quotes from contractors and then get that installed and paved prior to the intersection being reconstructed, just to ensure that that is ready to go before we do that, so traffic can continue to get in and out of there. That's what I had for project updates. Happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, we can get to our action items.
Sure, let's do those.
All right. So the first action item is change order number 6 to D&G Concrete Construction on the Western Avenue project. This is a deduct of $211,270.60. This is the final change order to rectify project quantities to what was actually installed on the project. I do have a quick summary of some of the larger items in the report. Largely, a lot of it is just due to site conditions during construction versus what we had anticipated during design. And then if you maybe recall, back over a year ago, we did some traffic control change way at the beginning, which significantly reduced a lot of our temporary asphalt quantities, which did provide a significant cost savings. So happy to answer any other questions you have on the change order. I know it's perhaps atypical.
If I'm looking at, net overall, the project is $109,924.50
Under the bid price.
Yeah.
Correct.
Always like that.
Make a motion to approve the change order number 6 for D&G Concrete for a deducted $211,270.60.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Saracek?
Yes.
Shelley?
Yes.
All right, what do you got next there?
Next is payout number 9 to D&G on the Western Avenue project for $29,980. $1,284.77. Again, this is to close out the project, final pay up, and wrap it up.
Motion to approve pay app number 9 to D&G Concrete Construction for $29,984.77.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right. All in all, that project went really
Went
pretty
real well, yeah.
pretty well.
Yep.
I mean, that really
They're great
went,
to work with.
yeah.
Yeah, the punch was done in a timely fashion, so that's always appreciated.
What?
That's unheard of.
What?
No.
What?
Next item for the council's review is the quote package I mentioned for that coffee cup access, for the traffic control for the Rood and Diamond intersection reconstruction. With approval, we'd be able to go solicit those quotes this week, give about a 2-week bidding window, voting window, and then anticipate having award at the next council.
So there's two, first to approve the package so you can take it out to bid for the whole package. And then the second one is to do the detour, or are they all in one?
The detour is the first one.
Oh, detour is, oh, okay.
Yep,
Never-
and
Excuse me,
that's-
I
that's a
read it
separate
wrong.
package,
Okay,
yep.
got it.
Just
Okay. And the bid price was $24,690.75, is that what you got for a?
That's what ISG's quote estimate is, but
Yes.
they'll actually go solicit
Bid.
quotes for
Okay,
it.
yep, okay.
Make a motion to approve the approach quote package for coffee cup.
Second.
Any discussion?
In our packet is just it's not the full bid package though, is it?
No, there's
Not in
two
the
separate
packet.
things.
It's in your
That's what he's
computer
saying.
box.
There
the
it
whole
is.
packet,
I wasn't
yes.
scrolling far enough, I
Yeah.
apologize, I thought
Yeah.
it was in there.
The file's too large on both these items to
Okay, got
put it in
it.
the PDF.
Yeah.
I thought, man, for 2 sheets, that's pretty steep engineering fees, but
They provide about 6 more, so.
Yike.
but the ROI is right there then.
All right.
But the full ones are in your computer box.
Got it.
Hearing nothing else, we'll vote. Carlson.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Schilling.
Yes.
All right, and then the last one is the,
the actual intersection and water main upsizing. I did fail to mention, we did televise the sewer on
that's right.
Friday morning. Looked phenomenal. The road router guys said it, if we wouldn't have told them it was installed 15 years ago, they would have thought it was installed last summer. So, but in really good shape, so.
good. And this is the whole package, so you can take her out to bid, right?
Correct, yep.
All right.
We would plan to advertise this Friday and next.
Motion to approve the project plans and allow ISG to move forward with bidding.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Schilling.
Yes.
Horacek.
Yes.
Keel.
Yes.
Mattson.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
All right, what else you got?
That is all I have, thank you. We'll get moving on those projects.
How did the drone footage look from Friday night? Have you looked at it yet?
I haven't looked at it yet.
Okay.
I will do that and I'll send it to Teresa before I,
Okay, yeah.
it slips my mind again.
I mean,
Our last meeting, there was some discussion about all the conceptual plans for the wastewater treatment facility. Were those?
oh, yeah, it's in there.
It's,
I put them in your box,
they're in the box. Okay, I was
Yeah.
looking at my.
under the
Yeah.
wastewater treatment.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Bottle.
It's in the
They're in
box.
there.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, he provided.
All right, anybody got any questions for Michael before we move on? All right, hearing none, we'll jump forward to Craig. Public Works report.
Slurry seal actually got moved ahead one day, so it's going to start tomorrow. So we've been getting the roads ready for that, sweeping them. That will be sweeping the rest of them tomorrow. That'll be done on Thursday, so we'll be wrapped up on that hopefully by Thursday. Once we get done sweeping, we're shorthanded some guys this week, so hopefully toward the end of the week, we'll get that billboard light up. So we got to paint, the guys painted it today, so that's painted because I want to just seal that board up, so.
Right.
So we work on it, otherwise everything else is in my report. Any questions, I guess?
What's your thoughts on bad houses strategically located around town?
bat houses.
What are they, is that what they call them, Michelle?
Yeah, that's what we call ours.
I think they're a good thing. I do, because, you know, bats, you can't kill them.
No,
Right.
no.
You know, so they do work to get them out, you know,
Yeah.
once you get them out of your house, I'm not against bats. So,
So-
stop signs I
We're
am.
all for bats.
I wonder,
Stop signs, bats are good.
So, I
And
guess,
mosquitoes.
yeah, they do eat a lot of bugs.
They do.
yeah, there's supposedly like 10,000 mosquitoes a night, each one.
Really?
There's some residents that need bat houses on their homes then.
No, I guess we've actually put one on our place up in Clinton, Minnesota.
So, I wonder if we should do a little, let's do a little checking into that, and see. Now, do they look like, you know, when we have Martin houses
You
and
can
some
have
houses?
all different
They're
kinds.
usually
Ours
pretty
just
thin.
are straight.
Why is this coming
And
up?
they hang in our trees.
There's a lot of bats in town.
Okay, so we're trying to home them
Well, yeah, you're kind of giving them a place to
Yeah.
so
hang
that
out.
they're not in your
So they're not in your
attic,
attic.
So they're not
in your
attic.
home. Okay, I just missed the, like,
No,
I didn't
that's,
know if we
yeah.
just,
Yeah, usually they're pretty thin, because you rough up the insides, they crawl up inside, and then you just hang up inside
Yeah.
and hang out.
put them in the parks.
Well, we could strategically locate them some spots.
We have them up in our trees, so you can't even see them.
Yeah,
Like, they just match the tree, you know? They're up high.
Are we encouraging more to come?
I don't think you'll probably encourage any more to come, I think it's just.
I'm just
So
asking
like,
what people are gonna
so
ask.
City Hall, we had bats in here, so we had them come through, and it takes
Close
about,
it up.
you gotta let them
Yep.
get out, they can't get back in, and once you get them where you don't have them anymore, then you gotta seal everything up tight.
Yeah.
We did the same thing at the Gage House, so they have to relocate, so they move to the next house or
Right.
place, so.
And I was joking about the Methodist church, but I wasn't, because they had a lot of them, I guess. Some people in the area said, we've seen some property owners have an influx of bats because they can't hang out at the church anymore.
right. So,
Hang out at the church. Good.
just thought, I think maybe we should do a little research on it, and let's see if we,
Craig, you know, in the boulevard trees, are they tough to keep water? I mean, or do they? Here's what I'm getting at, because we were talking about trees by that sign on 38 by the Hartford thing, and then it looks pretty, to me, it looks pretty gravelly and dry there, and I'm just wondering how we would keep the trees watered if we had trees there.
Yeah, the gravel's only about 4 inches thick.
Sure.
You know, that'll be scraped back when they do the landscaping. The dirt underneath should be pretty much natural dirt. When they dug that line in, they'll fill back in the dirt that they took out for that force main.
So you don't really.
But as far as watering it,
There's so much water in the area there.
well, we'd end up having to haul it with a truck. We just bring a truck up there and set it up, yeah.
Okay.
We've got it set up where we can run, because even in the ball fields over at Turtle Creek, we don't have water there, so we brought the truck over, we had to hook up fire pump and get that going, we get a sprayer going, so we just leave it sit for a half hour, whatever it goes, so.
But
I mean, it can be done, it's just more work, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Can't just take a sprinkler line off the lift station there?
Flooded a couple times,
probably not.
shut the pumps off.
Good idea.
What's that smell?
Yeah, probably not.
It's
All
not,
Sound
right.
like crazy.
it's not chickens.
Thank
Yeah.
you for fixing that water thing.
Yep.
I'm really like, you guys are all the
Yeah,
best.
Jess had that on his list, but we just haven't had
Did he?
it.
No, you guys did it super fast.
And of course, when we patched, it was about 100-degree days, but we ran out of time. I mean, we had to get it done before we slurry sealed, so we just dropped everything else and
Oh,
forced it in.
thank
so-
you.
so, yeah.
All right, anything else for Craig? And lights, you say this week?
I'm hoping.
I shouldn't write that down,
I
lights
wouldn't
this
write it
week?
down because I got
Okay.
a funeral I'm going
I
to
won't
on
write it-
Friday.
I won't write it down
and
then.
If we do get it done, it's gonna be Thursday because he's got to sweep all day tomorrow, just to stay ahead of the slurry, so. And we're, like I said, we're shorthanded too, so it's kind of,
All right?
so maybe next
The
week,
days are getting shorter, you know.
I know.
Since I missed meetings, I'm going backwards, but are we just landscaping the one Hartford sign?
The one for now? Yeah, because basically, we're doing two things. We're putting some landscaping around our lift station out there, plus that sign.
That's what I
But,
was looking at, but there's nothing around the lift station.
No,
Yeah, there will be with this, that's gonna be included with this deal, kinda.
your eye will be drawn to the natural vegetation and you won't even realize there's a lift station there.
That's,
But we're getting bids.
From one direction.
wow, your
We're not
eye will be
really-
drawn.
I hope us guys don't forget it's there. We gotta check it once in a while.
Let me be more specific.
Down the road.
We're not addressing the other two signs for
Yeah,
landscaping.
yeah,
Not yet.
not yet,
This goes well, maybe.
yeah,
Oh, the perils of landscaping.
yeah,
There is some dissension on the board for that reason.
That's not cheap.
yeah, it's not cheap,
People are pulling petitions.
yeah. All right, okay, anything else? Cindy, anything else that you
Nope.
wanna go back to? I'm giving you a chance.
Nope, not done.
Something for creative, but.
All right, let's move to Karen's report.
My report's in the packet. I do have one update to the date to deadline to file petitions, and I emailed you that have pulled petitions. I got an updated election calendar from the state, and they had an incorrect date of Tuesday, the 25th, and it's a week early, on Tuesday, the 18th,
Is when they're
when they're due in this office by 5 o'clock,
By when?
in July,
August.
August,
Yeah.
August 18th.
August 18th.
8/18. Okay.
That affects Travis and Daryl and Keith
And me?
and Cindy.
Yeah.
Oh, you've already got your paperwork too?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
blank at the moment, blank. But I've got it.
Okay. I don't know, Karen, if this question's for you or for Teresa. I jotted it down. I should have asked it when we were going through the bills. So the 51,000 for Continental Western Group for add Swenson Park sign and wastewater treatment, is that through our insurer that does the rest of the city stuff, or is that a set, but they're the carrier for that portion? We probably have somebody else insure the rest of the town, or are we insured?
No, that's our.
Continental Western is everything?
Yep.
Okay,
Put off is our insurance agent, but the
yeah.
carrier.
Continental Western is the insurer, but this specific, is this our whole insurance, or this is just to add those two?
That's just to add the plan.
What? Wow.
It was
Yeah, I make
$1,220 to add the plant and $50,000 to
To
add the sign and
sign?
the sports complex.
Is that how that breaks? I didn't see that in there, but, yeah. Okay, that was my only question.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked too when I got that bill.
Wow.
Is there a discount for paying it full?
Well, we pay in full
Yeah,
every
right.
month, so.
Yep, so there is a
It is
discount
what it
probably.
is.
Yeah, okay. All right, anybody else got any questions for Karen other than about that?
I remember my Craig question.
Okay, can we go back to Greg?
Pickleball court, when will that be ready to play?
He's waiting on me. We're working on our sponsorship to get the correct logo.
Pickleball court, or if we don't get a sponsor.
If we don't get a sponsor, we're actually, next week, we're gonna get that fence up.
Yeah.
So then I got rescheduled. He was gonna try and be up here the middle of this month, but I postponed him to try to decide with colors, so.
Yeah,
What if we just put something on the fence and not on the court?
What's that?
What if we just put something on the fence and not on the court?
we could, but give it,
Give me some time?
yeah, pump the brakes for a second.
I mean, there's people calling me.
The fence will, it ain't gonna
Frequently.
take long to put the fence up, all the posts are up and everything, right, it won't take long.
Yeah.
But we'll be putting that up
Yeah.
prior to the painting, but like I said, the painting got delayed, so
Yeah.
so I pushed this off to get
Sure.
this stuff done, so it kind of bumps around, but.
I'm working on it, okay?
Pickle, it's the trickle of the pickle
I'm
ball.
working
As soon as we figure out the colors, then we will get them scheduled to get here.
We don't want to match the colors of the other court, it could be, okay, I'll be quiet now. And then somebody made a comment, does the wastewater treatment facility run autonomously? Because nobody ever sees any vehicles out there, and I said, I think they just pull in and close the garage door.
We're out there a lot.
No, I know you are, but it's,
A ton.
It, so like, this week Jess is gone,
Yeah.
so like the mornings I'll go there and do all the testing, I'll start the press up, and then I usually get out at about, like 11 o'clock today, this morning I got out of there. And then I stopped in after a class today and shut the press down and wrap that all up, so.
okay.
We're not stay in there, you know, all day. And
Who has time to monitor the coming?
we go back and forth.
This
Get
person
away.
just said, I've never seen a vehicle out there, and I was just like, Well, I know they're out there, so.
Out there most every
Saturday
morning.
and Sunday, too, we swing out there.
Okay, great.
So
Good, good to
it's
know.
every day there's something. So.
We paid extra for the autonomous feature.
All right.
Thanks.
We can just park a pickup outside his place.
Yeah, leave a vehicle set.
There's always, then someone said, there's always somebody out there. You can't win.
All right. Anything else now for Craig or Karen? We'll add them both together.
Good luck, Teresa.
All right, let's move to Teresa's report.
I don't have too much for updates, other than what's in my report. Just a couple things to point out. I don't know if you all saw the email that I sent late this afternoon, but I opened up the mail today, and unfortunately, there was a letter from the GFMP, and we did not get the grant for the trail going up to the sports complex. Basically, it was a standard letter, sorry, just, we had limited funds and a lot of applicants. We encourage you to apply again next year. So, nothing more specific than that. So I'm sure we will take a look at it again next year, maybe some other grants for it. We'll talk with the Park and Rec Board, but just got that today, this afternoon, so unfortunately. And I've been updating you guys on this, but today we did have all our staff, we split up our staff and went in and had cybersecurity training in Sioux Falls, DSU, and Homeland Security put it on. I thought it was pretty good training. It centered around a lot of, emails and what to watch for and what to open, what not to open, kind of give you little tidbits of what to look for, a lot of with, phishing scams and different kind of scams. Talked about passwords and what's the best ones and how they should be set up, and kind of give you some tidbits on that too, and different things about kind of that whole cybersecurity of just to be proactive on, kind of protecting ourselves. So everyone that's on a computer, which is most all our staff except I think Terry, has gone through the training now. It was recommended in one of our reports for cybersecurity. So we've done that. I've kind of made some notes and plan to at our next staff meeting, review that again with the full staff and just remind them about the passwords and different things we're doing. So that went well. One other thing, wanted to just mention quickly, the mayor and I got an email from Brent Hoffman. Him and Rick Bonander is running for the county commission, and so they were interested, wanting to meet with the mayor, maybe myself, and maybe one or two council people at the end of August, wasn't it?
Yes.
If I remember right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you'll reach out to them, if anybody's interested in maybe sitting down with them, gathering, we can kind of coordinate it, who's interested.
Yeah, if anybody
Yeah.
has any interest, we'll sure line that up. I think the timing is pertinent. There's 3 spots up for county commission with Todd's comments about the ambulance deal. It'd really be nice to get a feel and see what these guys, what their thoughts are on that, because that's what intrigued me to move it forward, is that maybe this is a chance for us to find out what they're thinking.
So, I don't know, so maybe toward the end of this month, maybe we can try to
Yeah.
reach out to everybody,
Yep.
see who's interested, and see what times or days they're thinking, and
We just want to stay under a quorum, so we don't have to worry about that.
yes, definitely, yeah, so. Otherwise, that's all I just really have, other than what's in my report. Any questions?
We talked about this a little bit, I think I sent you a note. We need to get our golf cart tour of the ponds and other locations set up. We want to do that again. So let's start thinking about some dates, maybe in early August. Will you have your stuff ready for us, Michael?
I'd expect we can do that, yeah.
Because we want to go look at the ponds, we want to drive around. It'd be a good chance to
It
go
was
drive.
fun.
Huh?
It was fun.
Oh, it's really fun. Yeah, besides that, it's fun.
Last time we did it, are we thinking doing it before our council meeting again, like we did last time?
Now, let's just pick a night so we can just drive around all night. You know, we might as well just drive around.
Don't worry, Tom, we'll post it.
Sounds like fun.
I know.
We'll just drive around. We'll take our lawyer.
Yeah,
with
Tom worried that we're gonna break our form.
We'll do this. I think we're gonna have to do it as a meeting, because we're
I
gonna,
mean, that's what we did last time.
yeah, we did it last time, because we all went.
It was a we did.
Yeah,
it
we
right
invited
before
the park
meeting.
board, I think we
Maybe
invited
should
P and
invite
Z.
P&Z this time.
Yeah.
We did invite them last time.
Yeah.
A couple members, so it was all the boards.
I mean, we'll
City
take,
council, park
we'll
board,
take
and
Kyle
everybody.
along, if he's back from Disney, you know. Or Orlando, that's right.
Same thing.
So, yeah, we should maybe send out a couple possible dates, maybe I don't know, what works good for
I'll
people.
touch base with you, see when you're available.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And send out some dates and times.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm done with vacations.
Off-current letter, Southview to the county commissioner candidates. Okay, I think I got everything checked off that I was.
Perfect.
All right, anything else for Teresa? If not, we're gonna move to new business. I believe that's the reason that our deputy is stuck around, because we are going to review, discuss possible motorized scooter ordinances. So, we talked about this earlier this spring and really just kind of set it aside. We didn't make a decision to move forward. We had an incident in town where we had a young person ran an intersection, if I'm not mistaken, and was hit by a car.
Correct.
We sure don't want that to happen, and we sure don't want it to get any worse. So I think it's time to talk about it. Deputy Wall has said to Teresa and myself that he feels that this is something we should talk about, so he has some enforcement mechanism. Deputy, I'll let you throw anything else out that you'd like.
Yeah, sure thing, yeah. So yeah, obviously, the state law says that the municipality has the ability to create their own ordinances on these things. I've looked at multiple other cities just kind of in the state with this deal. There's some pretty good ones. Another jurisdiction, the county here has I think it's the best. It's simple, it gets to the point, and it gives me a little more ability to enforce something when these kids are doing things that they've been doing on these things, darting out in the road, running the stop signs, things like that. Just a few things I'd like to talk about is the age of the kids that are riding these things. Without having a driver's license, these kids don't know what street, what these traffic signs, you know what I mean? It's, so I'd say anything under 14 years of age, you can't ride them on the roadways. I'd say that would be a good start. 14 years old, the kids should be a little smarter with what they're doing at that age compared to a 10-year-old or a 9-year-old that just gets it out of the box and parents say, this is how you go, this is how you stop, kind of a thing. 14 years old, I would say a good one would be only be ridden on sidewalks. If there's no sidewalk, they have to be right up next to the curb and going slow or walking them. When crossing the road, anyone under 14 needs to stop completely before entering an intersection. Make sure there's no cars coming before they proceed through, whether there's a stop sign there or not. Anyone under 14, anyone under 18 should be wearing a helmet on these things. It's another good one that I've been reading on.
On the roadway or anytime?
I would say anytime they're on the sidewalk or the roadway would be, if they're under 18 years old, they should be wearing a helmet. Big thing would be roadway. If we want to do, if they're on the sidewalk and they're riding slow, they have to yield to pedestrians as well. That would be another big one on the sidewalks. But yeah, the helmet thing, I believe just because with anything under the age of 18, you're still a juvenile, and safety is a big thing with these kids. So
I highly agree with that as a motorcycle rider.
Sure.
I mean, you have a minor on, never seen a little kid with a helmet on.
Well, that's the big thing, right, is you can tell them a million times that you gotta do it. There's always gonna be the kids that don't do it. I do see a few kids around town that do have them on, but 90% of them are cruising way too fast. They don't have helmets on, and I don't believe the incident that we had, I don't believe he was wearing a helmet. He's very lucky on that. Big one here, only have one person on the scooter. Right now, the way that the law is written, there's nothing that says there can be one, there can be one, there can be two, there can be three, there can be four. So, I would say that would be a big one for just a safety reason. We don't want any more than one person on those. They're not made for more than one. And not to be driven in excess of 15 miles an hour. And that's what a lot of these entry-level electric foot scooters go. They top out at about 15 miles an hour, unless you go buy the more expensive ones that can start getting into the 20s and 30s. For 14 years or older, they can be driven on sidewalks or streets. They have to yield to traffic and pedestrians on the roadways. Same things as under 14. The only difference with this would be may not exceed the speed that applies to the street. So these kids would be able to ride maybe the ones that go a little faster, or the bigger ones that can hit the 20-mile-an-hour mark. I liked this, and I talked to Teresa about this, and some of the city staff members here at City Hall. No driving on the sidewalks or on Main Street, probably from Second here down to at least First with the businesses right here. Even I walked out one day, and a couple of girls were scooting on through and almost ran right into me because they're on the sidewalk, and there's businesses here where people are going in and out, and these kids on the scooters might smack right into one when they're leaving business. So, but I like that just with the way that Main Street's set up with the angled parking and people backing up, maybe not being able to see around the car or something like that. It would be better probably, I would say, just ban the scooters on Main Street from Second down to at least First.
Yeah, we've seen them go down the middle of Main Street, and you down here, it's hard to see me back. It's so narrow, it's
correct.
I just want to hit one with the door.
The door, yeah.
I was going out to City Hall, and I think Jenny yelled at me, and I pulled the door shut and shoot right up.
Absolutely, that was, for me, it was the two girls that were cruising down, they just had no idea. I mean, people could come walking out. So, that's another one. Obviously, requirements to obey traffic signals, that goes without saying. I think beyond the parents, obviously, a lot, especially the kids that are under 14 years old. If they have to be on the roadway where there's no sidewalk, stopping at all the intersections, whether there's a stop sign or not, I think would be a good one, because these kids just go trucking on through, and if somebody's not paying attention, I mean, all the drivers should be paying attention, but, like this last one we had, somebody wasn't, and the kid didn't know what he was supposed to do on the scooter, and that's where that accident happened. So, hours of operation, I like this one as well. 15 minutes after sunrise to 15 minutes prior to sunset, unless they have a headlamp or they have a headlight on them. Some of them have headlights and brake lights or tail lights on them. So that would be the only way to ride them after sunset. I don't really like the after sunset on those anyways. I'm not trying to, I don't think it would be super strict to tell them, hey, for a bicycle, you have to have a light on your bike after night. So I'd say that's a pretty good one there. And then, for violations, maybe on this one, it's $25 for an ordinance violation in this chapter, but I suppose that would be up to what you guys feel is fit. But then the other big one is pedestrians have the right of way So we just know that these kids know that when people are walking, you have to be extremely careful around them, give them the right of way, or go around them slowly, so. But that's just a quick,
Yep.
I really liked a lot of those. I think it's simple. It gets right to the point, and it'd be easy to teach kids, like, this is how this is gonna work.
Right.
You know, so, you know.
All right.
Get the conversation started at
You
the
bet.
least.
I appreciate that. So any comments from the council, staff? Tom?
You want to include bike trails and all of that as well?
Yeah, I mean, however you guys see fit, I would say the bike trails, I haven't gotten a ton of complaints myself of, you know, I know there's a lot of, I've seen a couple of the scooters going across, you know, the no motorized vehicles on the trails. I've seen a few of them do that. I haven't gotten a ton of complaints myself personally on that, but I would say these ones that are, 15 miles an hour, where people are running in the mornings and things like that might be a little fast. I would leave that up to.
And we do already have an ordinance
Right.
on our
And
trail
there-
system
Yeah.
that doesn't allow motorized vehicles.
Right.
On those trails,
On the
correct.
trails.
Yep,
Right.
correct.
Not specific to sidewalks,
Right.
not just
Correct.
trails.
Just those trails, yep.
I think that's what I was looking at, you know, we have electric scooters with plastic wheels, but we don't say that.
Yeah, this would be just for, basically the ones, the ones that the kids are you talking about the?
I was just trying to look at what Teresa sent us is what we have on the books for our bike trails right now.
It says on bike trails, they can be on electric scooters with plastic wheels. But those ones that have the rubber or regular wheels,
Sure, right.
they can't ride on
So,
the,
yep, and.
on the bike trail.
Yeah, and however you guys see fit with, if we're gonna elect to do anything with these ordinances, yeah, I don't know what the difference would be, honestly, on the plastic or the rubber wheels on
Right.
those, so.
I think the plastic wheels are I visualize it as being a lot smaller.
Smaller, right.
But the rubberized ones, I know up and down Munt have statistics show that there are fewer accidents with the kids on the sidewalks, because I know I look out we don't have a sidewalk in front of our house, but if I look across the street and I see these kids screaming up and down Munt, you know, and I'm trying to visualize them on the sidewalk across the street.
Right.
And I don't know if they're any safer.
Yep, and that's just, you know, I would have to look into that exact, you know, that specific deal there, but I know the one that we just had, I believe was sidewalk, just decided not to stop with the vehicle and just kept going down the sidewalk, so.
So they were on the sidewalk.
He was on the sidewalk on that one, so. And that's what the big one for me is, they just don't stop at these intersections, they just think they can go ripping off through, but.
You know, I thought you had, thanks for providing a good policy, I think.
Yes.
Comparisons. But the question I had is probably more for Tom, is that if we don't have any policy, I'm looking for more of a liability problem, because the problem seems to be pretty massive. I mean, there's a lot of kids, almost every kid I've seen, instead of bikes are on the motorized deal. Okay. So do we have to do like a massive shutdown of all this so that the city isn't liable, or do we not have, or are we better off not having a policy at all? Because I'm thinking more of a liability thing, because it has to be strictly enforced, I would think, if there's going to be a policy.
It'd be like any traffic ordinance, though. I mean, the stop sign, you don't catch all of them that go through stop signs. If you've got laws on the books, and I think you want to have an ordinance as opposed to a policy. So there's something for law enforcement to say,
Sure.
we can impose a penalty against you for not complying with what regulations the city's put into place.
Because I just don't see how we prevent somebody from getting hurt. Because it's, even with the policy, and what I'm saying is that someone's going to get hurt either with the policy or without. And I'm just, which way is the city maybe less liable, or are we better off either way, from a legal standpoint?
Well, I think you're certainly better off at least addressing it with an ordinance.
Okay.
You can't control whether people follow
Follow
the
it or
ordinance or
not.
not.
Sure.
No different than a bicycle.
Right.
Or, you know, kids don't wear helmets on the bike when they should.
Correct, yeah.
I would think that if we had an ordinance in place, it would release us of some like we are saying, here are the rules that need to be followed, and if you don't do it,
Then you're on your own.
that's.
Right.
It's kind of a deterrence thing as well. You know, my thing is, so the one in here that talks about one person on a scooter that we have right now, the way that the laws are written, I can't make a traffic stop. I can't stop these kids for simply just having 3 of them on there. Now these kids are riding down the road and, they hit a rock and it sends all 3 of them flying at 15 miles an hour or whatever. Now we got these kids are hurt, and I just kind of stand there and say, well, you shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? I don't have any way to, whether, I would have to talk to you about, if the parents could be liable at some point for something, making sure their kids know what they're supposed to know prior to taking these things on the streets. But as of right now, they're just getting them out of the box, and the parents say, I'll see you later,
I think my only comment, I mean, we've talked about it before, I'm ambivalent, I think. I don't know that it's gonna make anything better. It might make things more clear.
Yep.
That's certainly, I guess. I don't know that it'll change behavior.
I would say the one thing that I think would change these kids, if I had an ordinance where kids nowadays, if they got a red, blue light behind them on these things, and I get out and I'm talking to them about, hey, you're violating the law here. This is about, you're violating an ordinance. Kids don't like getting stopped for doing anything. I'd say they don't necessarily need a fine or anything, especially a 10, 11-year-old kid. They're not going to do a whole lot, but at the very least, I could get them, as of right now, like I said, I can't get them stopped for a lot of the things that they're doing. I can try to tell them to stop and maybe call parents. I've done that several times, and that's the other thing too, is some of the parents don't care to talk to me about their kids riding as crazy as they are. But it would give me something to stop them. And I mean, like we talked about, it would be strictly enforced for that first, say we did have an ordinance here. We passed a few ordinances. I would be getting after it pretty heavy. So, and like I said, I've already stopped I stopped at the park in the middle school where these kids kind of congregate on these things, and I talked to them about, hey, you guys got to be careful on these because they're always riding 2 of them on there or 3 of them on there. I mean, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, but it would help me get the word out about safety, and because the last thing I want to do is show up to a dead kid on one of these things,
I think too, I personally have seen a lot on social media in regards to what is the city doing, why is this allowed? If we take the no action, versus having an ordinance, at least it does show that as a city, we are really interested in what happens to the youth, and that we are trying our best to protect the children and community members, walkers, everything. But, is it going to solve the problem? Probably not 100%, but even if it brings it down 25%, that's 25% more than nothing.
I would say, yeah, it would be a good look, and like I said, this by all means, I mean, anything can be changed. The municipality has the full authority on what they want. I mean, you can say there's no scooters in the city, whatever you guys choose.
Does the state, I'm a little bit outside what we're talking about here, but for like bicycles,
Yep.
are there a lot of state laws? And if you don't know on the spot, that's okay, but I'm just trying to think a little bit bigger picture, like all of a sudden we have all these rules about scooters, but bikes, it's just a free-for-all.
There's a lot of state laws on bikes, yes. That we have to share the roadways, vehicles have to share the roadways with bikes, but as far as like riding at night, they must have a headlight and at least a rear reflector where you can ride them. You know, you can't ride them in the roadway, like in the middle of the road and obstruct traffic.
I
things
just
like-
wonder if we should kind of write some of this comparatively to some of that.
Sure, I mean, yeah, and that's, like I said, this is just like kind of a base,
Yeah.
just maybe a starting point at some point, but, yeah.
Some of the, did a little more research, some of the other cities do include like e-bikes under the electric
Correct.
vehicle,
Yep,
scooter
correct.
or whatnot. And like, and then from what I understand, there's a class 1, class 2, class 3 in e-bikes. The 1 and 2 kind of are similar to the scooter, or similar regulations. The class 3 are the ones that can really go fast and, you know, they're kind of more of a moped style.
And so I think as
different-
we do this, we should look at our bike
I said we
trails.
include a definition,
Yeah.
include not only the electric scooters, but maybe class 1 and 2 e-bikes, and, yeah, we could just maybe have a definition to kind of, hopefully maybe kind of get that all under the same umbrella for as far as regulations. So we could try to draft something like that.
Well, that was really the plan tonight, to have some discussion, see what you guys thought. And if we're good with moving this forward, we would just direct
Do a draft ordinance.
Deputy Wall, Teresa, Tom to get together and start looking at, put something together for us to look at. All right with that?
Is there anything specifically you do or don't want in the
Yeah, that-
ordinance after look? Because I mean, that won't.
Right, yeah, that's,
I know the helmet one's important, but boy, that's gonna be, I will tell you a comment I heard this morning. We were at the pool and we see the kid go by with a helmet, and somebody actually said, hey, we should go find that kid and give him a coupon for a blizzard.
Well, I think
Because it's so rare
That's
that
some
we,
of where I was going with,
Yeah.
what is the rules around bikes? Because if all of a sudden we have all these strict rules around the scooters,
scooters,
and
do,
it's
what
just
do
like,
we, yeah.
you don't have to wear a helmet on bikes, so I don't know that.
Yeah.
I think we should just address
We can
electric
recommend it.
devices and like I said, have a definition that kind of puts
Yeah.
that umbrella
Yeah.
under all types of kind of electric
I
devices.
think the big thing too with the scooters is that they go significantly faster than a bicycle.
with,
You know.
yeah, with no effort
Right.
from these kids, you know,
Yeah.
on a bike, they don't go fast for very long.
Yeah. Not that it's not important to address that.
I do.
I agree, yeah, and I would,
It's-
correct,
It's
yeah.
that
You got a
these
scooter?
are.
I got a bike, I
significantly
pedal
faster.
mine.
I see exactly what you're saying with,
Yeah.
well, what about bikes, say these kids can
It's
go
just
pretty
gonna be
fast. Yeah, 100%, no, and that's something that.
I feel the same way about golf carts. Personally, I'm like, well, golf carts need to be another hole.
Lady holding her baby.
Yep, that's another hole.
I've heard about
Yeah.
her multiple
Uh-huh.
times, I just haven't.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's, like I said, it's just something to, like you said, Mayor, just something to kind of,
Yep.
here's an idea, it's not the idea, obviously, but just something to look at, have on paper, so.
We could drag our feet. I mean, bicycles have been around for a long time, and most South Dakota regulations on bikes didn't go into effect until 1982, you know, so
Right.
that's when bikes must have got really fast or something.
The technology is well ahead of the state laws. Yes. Yeah.
All right, so moving this forward, are we really don't need a motion on this to have you
No,
guys
I
move
think
forward.
we'll
I
just
think
try
first step
to
is
get
to
together
start.
Oh, yeah.
and draft something and
Yeah, we can look at,
present
yeah.
it to you guys.
All right with that? Yep,
You bet.
Cool.
yep.
Sweet, all right, thank you guys.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Yep, if you guys have anything, let me know if you want to see something or not, not have something in there.
Yep.
So.
All right, we'll leave you to discuss with our,
I mean, you mentioned Brandon, and I mean, if there's any direction that I could give you, that to me
That-
seems like a
yeah.
very common sense one.
yeah,
Sure.
Not super complicated, and easy for both parents and riders and any community member to quickly identify whether the kid on the scooter is legal or not legal.
Right.
Just my opinion.
I think when we first talked about the Brandon, I had a parent over there that has a kid who has a scooter. And she actually told me, she said, hey, they're not gonna be able to enforce everything, but it gave us as parents, she said, at least their group, they set their kids down and said, hey, listen, you need to,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah. All it
do
takes
this.
is a couple traffic stops on a few kids and
Oh,
word
boy.
it out that, oh boy, we're, you
Yeah.
know, so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The Volga city administrator said after they passed their ordinance, they kind of put together, and they sent me a copy of a nice little poster, kind of just highlighting here are the rules with pictures and stuff for them. They printed those, and then on the back was actually kind of the regulations for the parents, but they, at the beginning of the school year, asked the school to hand them out to all the kids and
Oh,
whatnot.
yeah.
They thought that kind of helped.
Oh, sure, that makes sense.
Plan on doing something with the school.
Yep.
Deputy Coleman's up at the school, the RSRO, and plan on getting into school and educating, you know, he did that last year.
Yep,
But it'd be good to do that probably every year with these.
yep.
Even
started.
maybe a mass email to the parents, because not all the kids bring their stuff home to mom and dad, you know?
Sure.
But even work with the schools so that
Yep.
they could send it
We can
home.
absolutely, yeah, I mean, we can get it out there. Like I said, I just don't want to go to a really, really bad day
Yeah.
on one of these things,
Yep,
so.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank
guys have a good
you.
night. Thank you.
All right, let's move on. Our next topic is review the cybersecurity, reports and discuss follow-up measures. Teresa, I'll turn this one over to you to,
Yeah, so as you know, part of our kind of cybersecurity training into kind of, overall assessment of the city, we've had 2 assessments. One was done by DSU with Secure SD, and then another one was done through Homeland Security. CISA did one. Pretty much kind of came up with a lot of the same findings. They kind of looked at a few different things, but both gave us reports on things that are good, what we need to work on, and things that, we should probably implement. Those reports have been reviewed by me and our IT. We've kind of gone through them. They both had suggestions on what to do. Some of the things we've already implemented and changed because they're just simple IT changes as far as, in our software or in our system or whatnot. But the things that we are still working on, they put together a checklist, and all this stuff has been placed in your computer box. Obviously, we didn't put it in the public packet. We don't want to show where our vulnerabilities are. But they came up with a checklist of things that we are going to implement through the next few months. So obviously, we're going to beef up some of our software as far as, firewalls and stuff. We already have one in place, just to do some more beefing up on a few things with some of our programs, kind of beef up our email system, and those things will all be implemented. The good thing about the suggestions from these reports is that with this Secure SD, they've got this grant from the federal government. They work with our IT provider, and they cover the costs of it, kind of like what I mentioned. So it was a great time to have these assessments done and to put these things in place. So this is just kind of an updated discussion for you guys, but if you have any questions about it or any concerns with it, please let me know, and I'll definitely talk with our IT if you think things that should be doing that we're not doing. But ultimately, our goal is, once we get through all of our checklist items and get everything in place and implemented, we will be, address all the things pointed out during both of our assessments.
okay. What do you need from us tonight? Anything?
Basically, I don't need anything, like I said, the plans are in your packet. If there's anything, like I said, you have questions about or concerns about, let me know directly, and, we can talk about it or visit with our IT. So, but I think we're on a good path. Like I said, the training we all had, that was one of the recommendations in there, so we've got that checked off our list, and like I said, we'll be moving forward with a few other things too.
Yeah, I mean, great timing to do it. There's grant money to pay for it, so.
Definitely, yep, exactly, with this program out there, so it's great timing to do it, and, yep.
All right. Okay, anything else? I don't have anything else on the list. Any reason we got to go to executive session?
So that was kind of the update on
Oh,
our
I see.
assessment. The next agenda item is our cybersecurity plan. Now, this I would like action on.
Motion to approve the proposed cybersecurity plan.
Perfect, yeah.
Second.
It's almost like you guys think I missed something there.
I was deep in it. It's really good reading.
Yeah, it is.
It's riveting,
All right,
isn't it?
so we have, yeah, I have something that went crazy. I'm all of a sudden getting something happened to my computer.
Oh, cybersecurity. We've
got
a vulnerability over here.
No, I don't think we do, but thank you
It's
for,
hard to address
thank you for
user.
saying that.
Max file of mine decided to update right now.
Oh, right then? Yeah, yeah, look at this.
There's two.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, it says I have,
Oh, that might be a thing we need to address with IT.
We got the
to
same
change our
issue. What's
update
going on?
times.
something happened.
We're all
Do you get the same thing?
I had that earlier today.
Yeah.
Getting an update.
Anyway, all right, so we have a motion and a second to review, approve the proposed plan. Any other discussion? If not, we'll vote. Carlson?
Yes.
Mattson?
Yes.
Keel?
Yes.
Horacek?
Yes.
Schilling?
Yes.
Does that help you, Teresa?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's going to check off another, we have plans in place. And as with all plans, we'll look at them each year and
I'm all about
update as
helping
needed.
people. So, all right, yeah, I'm still getting that same message. I don't know what happened. I'm just gonna shut her down. All right, nothing to go into exec, I don't believe.
Don't have anything?
Somebody want to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?